Kaiju number 8. Chapter 2 begins with Mina taking a bath while reminiscing on the promise Kafka made to be by her side. She calls him a liar, as the two parted ways long ago. Mina is pulled from her thoughts when she receives a call alerting her to the appearance of a kaiju. Back at the hospital, Kafka and Reno attempt to clear up the misunderstanding with the old man, and Reno suggests Kafka smile at him, but the smile is so awful the old man passes out. Kafka kneels down to check on him, but when he grabs the wall it shatters, and much of the room is destroyed by his newfound strength. The commotion in the room draws attention from the rest of the hospital, and Reno tells Kafka the defense force will be there soon. The two flee the hospital with Kafka ripping part of the wall away just by trying to open the window. They leap out into the night with an awesome background shot of the giant kaiju from the previous chapter. As the two are running away, Reno suddenly looks back only to see Kafka has shapeshifted into an even more grotesque form sporting multiple heads and tentacle legs. He screams if this is some kind of special mode, to which Kafka says that's what he wants to know. Much to Reno and Kafka's horror, a prehensile tongue suddenly shoots out of his mouth, grabbing a nearby bird which he eats alive. After returning to his normal kaiju form, Kafka asks Reno if he thinks he still has a chance of joining the defense force, to which Reno replies absolutely not, as they would kill him on sight. We can see Kafka is feeling pretty lost here. He just decided to chase after Mina again, but is now the very same monster they agreed to destroy. Before he can dwell on it for long, he senses something moving underground and realizes it's a kaiju. Reno notes that this new kaiju will draw away many of the division officers, meaning they should escape while they can. He just hopes there aren't any victims. Unfortunately, the kaiju is attacking the home of a little girl whose mother is trapped beneath fallen debris. The mother begs for the little girl to run, but she's unwilling to leave her mother behind. The kaiju closes in for the kill. But out of nowhere, Kafka appears, knocking the monster away with a punch that Ippo himself would be proud of. Kafka asks the little girl if she's alright, but the girl is completely terrified of his current form. He tries to be more friendly with yet another horrific smile, but this makes the little girl burst into tears. The injured kaiju re-emerges, and Kafka asks Reno to look after the two. Reno asks Kafka what he's planning to do and that they should leave. Kafka replies that he's going to punch it with everything he has. Crackling with bioelectricity, Kafka delivers an uppercut that sends the kaiju to the afterlife, blowing its body apart and creating a downpour of blood. He tells them everything is all right now, but the little girl is still scared of him. Seeing this, he says Reno will take them to the hospital and that he will leave. As he begins walking away, the little girl calls out to Mr. Kaiju and thanks him for protecting them from the kaiju. "I'm not crying, you're crying." Kafka thinks of the future, and we get a spread of Mina and Kafka standing side by side with our protagonist dressed in the Defense Force uniform. Back in the present, Kafka tells Reno he won't be giving up after all. Determined to push on despite his setbacks, Kafka reverts back into his human self. And that is the end of Chapter 2. I am very interested to see how Kafka will use his powers while trying to become a division officer. Will it help him or hinder him? Maybe both. We'll find out in Chapter 3. Thank you for watching.